What truly separates the greatest basketball players from everyone else is their ability to stay in the present moment, which is also known as the flow state or the zone. And that is that optimal state of human performance where the game slows down, everything becomes effortless, and you play with a complete freedom at your absolute best. Right? For us basketball players, it's like a drug, the best feeling in the world, where you're completely and fully immersed in the game of basketball. You're not thinking, you're in a state of no mind, just fully focused, fully locked in, right? And the thing is that most players access this state completely by accident, not knowing how they got there and unaware that this is actually a skill that can be trained and developed. But the problem in the basketball world is that primarily everybody is focused on the physical side of the game, right? And while this is very, very important, you want to focus on the skills, team practices, agility, weightlifting, stretching, all this part of the physical side of the game is very, very crucial, but that is only one piece of the puzzle, right? The other piece of the puzzle is the mental, emotional, and spiritual side of the game. And I want to share with you this story, actually, my personal journey, okay, when I was playing overseas, in my 20-year career, I played in over 10 different countries. And one of these countries, I remember I had a coach, right? And he was actually pushing me to my absolute limits. Okay, it was just so tough for me because I went to this team as one of the foreigners, and as one of the foreigners, you're usually expected to be the best, right? You're expected to be the leader. You're expected to score a lot of points and just help your team to victories, right? And the thing was that me coming in, I thought that yes, I'm going to have one of the best roles. I'm going to be a starter, play 30, 35 minutes a game. But once the season started, it was, to my surprise, like I literally didn't play. I just got put on the bench and played perhaps maybe 5 to 7 minutes a game. And that completely shook my world because, like I just didn't expect it. And it was like I was really, really working hard. I was one of the first ones to always come in, stay the longest, and I was really, really putting the work when it comes to like the physical side of the game. But the problem was that I completely disregarded the mental, emotional, spiritual side of the game. And when I became aware of that and I started to apply the principles that I learned from the mental, emotional, spiritual side of the game to my own game, right? Then everything started shifting for me. I literally went from being bench to by the middle of the season, I was like a six man, and by the end of the year, I was one of the best players, not only on my team, but in the league. I was one of the best shooters in the league. I scored shot, I think, around 44% from the 3 point line, right? Which is like crazy. Actually, the second part of the season, I shot nearly 50%, but overall for the whole season, it was a little bit over 43%. And again, I can't stress this enough. Once I started applying the mental, emotional, spiritual tools into my game, everything completely shifted. But don't just take my word for it, okay? The greatest basketball players knew this. One of my absolute favorites is Kobe freaking Bryant. He was an absolute master of this part of the game, and those are literally his words. He said, I trained my mental, emotional, and spiritual side of the game. And if we go even longer into the history, right, like MJ, he was one of those players that was praised for his skill level and his athletic ability, but many people that truly, truly know him, they said what truly separated Michael Jordan from everybody else was his ability to stay in the present moment. And if you want to learn more about how to tap into the flow state, not just once, but every single game, then hit that subscribe button and join our basketball community where we are completely revolutionizing the way we train and perform both on and off the court. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you in the next one.